In preparation for today's show, I looked up a word, not because I didn't know how to spell it, but I wanted to see what the dictionary had to say about the word simple. I have to tell you, I totally disagree with definition 4C, which states not socially or culturally sophisticated. What? Our guest disproved that theory in a way that Mr. Webster might want to refigure that definition, pull up a chair, and watch Arroyo Profiles. Welcome to Arroyo Profiles, where we highlight producers, guests, volunteers, and interns. Pretty much everyone gets their 15 minutes. Our first guest is someone who has given others that chance on her show, with a focus on creation and discovery of the inner artist. I give you Aldonia Bailey.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So please tell us about your history and how you ended up coming through our doors here.
Well, oh my God, it's over 20 years ago.
Wow.
North Lake Studios in Altadena was a studio there with Jacques Bolton, Marion Cathcart, Tyrone Rucker were there, and I was actually working in the youth program. I was hired through the, I think the Lions program they had, and that was the first time I had any, dealings with the studio.
Oh, that's great. You mentioned a lot of classic characters there.
Yes,
Tyrone
yes, and it's so funny.
Marion and
when I was working there and cleaning up in the back area, there were some papers. And the papers were rundown sheets.
Oh, wow.
Old ones, because I was cleaning up and preparing the area for the new class and the kids. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Who would have thought, 25 years later, I'm here doing my own show.
That's great. Because I remember seeing you, I remember Aldonia from all the events around town. I've seen her as one of the face paint artists. And it was always cool because she always had like a line and everything. And I was always amazed at seeing. And it was one of those things when I first saw her, I was like, wait a minute. Oh, okay. And then I saw you start coming in here. So I was watching your show. Yeah, actually one of your first shows, and you are an amazing painter.
Thank you.
Amazing painter. You just see, you have to watch your show. Please tune in. PasadenaMedia.org. Go to Arroyo channel shows and put in Aldonia Bailey, simply Aldonia, and you'll see her artwork off her first show. So you had mentioned life as a process.
Yes.
In your show. So let's talk about that. What do you mean by that?
Well, life is a process. Directions. We don't always come with directions, but there are instructions for everything in life that we do. And when you skip a step, you skip that process. So you want to take step by step, and you got to listen and be engaged. Because when you miss that step, and you're going like through the back door, you got to start all over again. Because eventually you're going to meet up with that step that you did not take.
You want to be encountered by that one you tried to avoid. Okay. So these are things that you kind of learn. These kind of like a philosophy that you developed along the way in life that you kind of transferred to your artwork.
Yes. As it started out with my mother, actually, making sure that we have something to do. Kids running around not having anything to do. Busy work sort of thing. But it's also when you realize it's actually a talent and it's a gift. Because it's a gift because you're learning a skill. And sometimes I meet people like say, oh, you're a face painter, you're an artist. Oh, they shun being an artist, some people, but those are the people that are not aware of all the essence that the arts bring to an individual. And they're not connecting all the dots about the arts. Because you're not just a painter.
All right.
You're a craft person. And don't mean you do crafts either. It's a skill.
It is a skill. Well, we're going to touch a little bit more on that. We're going to take a look at a sizzle reel of all your productions and let the people see what Simply Aldonia is all about.
Oh, wow. City of Roses, Pasadena Media, The Aldonia Show. It's really a dedicated work. You have to be a really special person to be a nurse, I think.
Thank you. I love your show already. Full of compliments. I can stay here all day, stay in this seat.
So let's talk about this piece right here.
My mom grew up in the South, both my parents, and my mother used to tell me how hard it was to go vote. They were hunted down, they would sick dogs on them, they did all, you can't come in here until Tuesday. They would keep them from voting. You know, she was getting senile. Mm-hmm. She kept saying Obama's name before that happened.
Wow.
Did you hear that we have someone that's black that's gonna try to be a president? And she'd always talk about it. And the week that he was being nominated, he was doing those fantastic speeches, and it looked like to me the country was coming together, and it was a wonderful time. And I was working on this board at the same time. Mm-hmm. And what it is just really a story of kind of a journey, and that ended up in freedom with peace and these chains being broken. Mm-hmm. Finally, the chains are broken.
I'm woke, people, right? And I'm walking that path, mm-hmm. and I'm stepping into that light. Yeah. And that's what music does. It brings you light. You just open up like an amazing bulb.
Yes, it does.
I got a thing for you. I got a thing for you. Yeah.
You are here. You're moving in our midst, and I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You're working in this place. I worship you. I worship you.
A very colorful show. I mean that seriously, as far as the colors, the variety of people, the subjects, look at the set. You have crewed on a few shows, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did the experience help when it came to you doing your show?
A very valuable experience. You can never stop learning, no matter what you know. And you teach and you learn. The crew is amazing, a very talented staff that we have here at Pasadena Media. They're very nice and welcoming, and allowing you to engage in learning, because you know there's some places you're not welcome, and they say it's open to the public, but it's not. So you have to take advantage of when you go somewhere. Like I said, find your tribe. You want to be in a comfortable environment where people are open to allowing you to learn and grow. And because it's a community-based organization, it's good. It's not that expensive compared to going to the college or university, and you can still learn. So there are no excuses why you can't do what you want to do, except for the excuse that somebody's telling you you can't do it. And don't listen to them. You gotta listen to that inner voice that you want to do that. You want to work in the arts, you want to create. Don't let nobody stop you from creating, because there was a time people told me I couldn't do art. Yeah, they didn't want me to do that. You know, you can be a secretary and you can do this and you can do that. No, I want to do this. I'm good at this, and this is what I can do. And not just a painter.
Right.
You know, I started off as a fashion designer.
Nice.
In the fashion, I brought into the arts from the fashion, actually before the fashion, dance. Professional dancer in college and dance. From dance was my first love in music. Then I took the back street for the painter, because it was easier for me to work it with my children and sit down and do activities with them.
Oh, that's great.
Where I was comfortable in that zone, and who I brought around them, who I bring to my table with my children, was important. So
that's a great way to connect with your kids too.
Yeah.
Through
sitting down and doing
art,
quality.
Art. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. On your show, you speak of helping people achieve their dreams.
Yes.
So explain that. Kind of go a bit further because we saw some of the people that you had on your show.
Well, I've been privy and had the opportunity to work at the shelter with Union Station Homeless Services, and I've worked there for 20 years. And I've seen a lot of people come to the doors, and I was able to share my skill and my talent with a lot of the youth and a lot of the parents that come to the doors. And it's important because, like I said, a lot of those people that came that I met, they love art. You know, I'm like, well, why don't you work in the art field? There are people not telling you you can work and be creative, you know? And then you have people who work in the arts, but it's not about, they want the money and the fame. But it's not necessarily about the money and the fame. It's about the skill set, because the money's going to come from the service. And then the fame will follow if that's what you want.
That's right.
But all arts are not about the fame.
That's true.
Like, how did you define success?
Cool.
So, go ahead.
We'll follow up on a little bit more on that right after this break.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable, and with you when you had your heart broken. They were with you when you shared your love with the world, and with you when she became your world. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them?
This is Andy Williams right here in Pasadena right now, born and raised. I'd like to give a shout out right here to my home out here in Pasadena. I'd like to go ahead and give out a shout out to Arroyo channel. Go ahead and check that out.
What is a Kiwanian?
Someone like you who makes lasting change in the lives of children as part of an international service club.
The Kiwanis Club of Pasadena has been making an impact right here for 99 years.
If you care about kids in our community, then yes, you should be a Kiwanian.
We sponsor youth service leadership programs, award scholarships to local students,
serve a monthly dinner to displaced families, and pack food for needy school kids for the weekend, to name a few of our programs.
Be part of change in our community.
Be a Kiwanian.
Find us on Facebook at Kiwanis Pasadena or KiwanisClubPasadena.org. Join Kiwanis today.
Now, before the break, we were talking a little about the way you've connected with your kids through art, and how you've encouraged people as opposed to being discouraged for pursuing being an artist. One of the people I think on your show that I was looking at is one of the people you've helped was Jessica Purnell.
Miss Purnell, yes.
She mentioned that you inspired her.
Yes. That was great. Actually, we're doing the art workshop. I started a community workshop to teach art, and I was sharing painting techniques with her and her husband. And he's an amazing artist, prolific artist. He's on my show. And she was not painting, she was singing, actually. And we were singing together, and she's an amazing songstress. And this particular day, she was sitting there and said, oh, I don't want to draw. She came several workshops and watching her husband and working with the kids. And eventually, she started painting. Now, she told me she's a makeup artist. She's done makeup artist too. And I'm like, okay. So I went to a workshop one day, and here she pulls out this work. She says, Miss Aldonia, you know, I've been doing some painting. And it just blew me away. So like I said, when you have a desire, and when it's something you want to do, and I tell people, never discount anybody. And I understand, I used to get upset when people say, well, you can't come to the studio, can't do this. It's like their secret sauce. You're going to learn it if you hang around.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you have a child there, or an elder, or anybody there who's not really into what you're doing, even because they're in your company, the company of you, they will learn how to do what you're doing by just observing, being in that environment, being around you, and that's a great thing. They're not really aware that you are learning as an apprentice under someone else, under the master who knows. Because I've seen you in the community and taking people out, and the younger kids, and I'm like, wow, they're going to be awesome because they got a master teacher.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
So you've spoken about about finding your personal gift. So what would you say is your personal gift?
Wow, I've got so many.
Yeah, you do. You do.
But you know what? People will tell you what your gift is sometimes, and sometimes you can listen to them and receive it, or you can let it go and do what you also love to do. But I do enjoy talking to people. I didn't always enjoy talking to people, but what I found out when I'm looking at working with the community and talking to people and meeting new individuals, and when I think about where that came from, I could really give the credit to my mother because she did missionary work, and we would go and preaching work and meet people. And now I realize, wow, that's where they come from, because I was a shy person. I wouldn't even barely smile at you. Now I could get in your face and talk about you and tell you how nice you look and you're beautiful and the things I see and you're glowing, you know, and all these positive things that I see in you. I get to see all of those things about you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Wow. Now I'm shy. I'm blushing and stuff. So, just to wrap up a little bit more, what are some of the things that you would like to put forth or put out there about your show, or maybe just a message that you have that you want to put out there?
I just want to each one teach one, keep teaching, and for the elders, don't stop learning, because the youth need your stories. They need that history. They need to know the challenges, and they need a balance in knowledge, because the harmony, when it's unbalanced, your life is unbalanced, your world is unbalanced, and to make these connections in life is very important. The arts connect you to everything.
Yeah,
don't just look, this kid is sketchy. No. You know what people don't understand? You're using muscle.
All right.
You know, you have to use your math, your English, your science, engineering.
All those things come into play. Yeah. Well, thank you, Aldonia, for being a guest here on Arroyo Profiles, and we wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors. So, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
All right. When we come back, we'll be visiting with a fellow dinosaur. We'll be back.
Hi, everyone. Al Roker here. As a guy with his own catchphrase, I appreciate that after 75 years, Smokey's only said,
"Only you can prevent wildfires."
But I'm filling in because there's a lot more to report. Like when there are parched or windy conditions out there, you gotta be extra careful with things like burning yard waste. After all, wildfires can start anywhere, even in your neck of the woods. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hello, I'm Alan Edson, the president of the Pasadena branch of the NAACP, chartered in 1919. We are celebrating our 100th anniversary. I'm inviting you to join us by becoming a member and supporting us to ensure the political, educational, social, and economical equality of rights of all persons and to eliminate racial discrimination. We encourage activism by both men and women of all ages, because your lives matter. For more information, call the number on the screen or go to www.naacppasadena.org.
Hello and welcome back. I won't mince words. This next guest is the mayor's favorite. A talented musician in his own right and a production tech here at Pasadena Media. I give you Mr. Danny Hesse.
How are you?
All right there. All right, Danny.
Good to speak with another dinosaur.
Another dinosaur, man. We've been around for a while.
That's for sure, yeah.
Oh, my God. So what do you do here, Danny?
I am the audio tech here. That's basically what I do. On the Arroyo side, I do all the, I help facilitate the shows and help people out, make sure the audio sounds good. And on the government side of Pasadena Media, I run sound for events, city council meetings, planning commission meetings, and events that they could use our help with. We have a PA system, a couple of PA systems, and I help out with that.
Yeah, so that's what Danny does.
So that's what I do, Hannah.
That's what Danny does, Hannah. Okay, so Tell the world how fate led you to our doors.
Well, in 2006, a guy that was working here, his name was Steve Vargas.
Oh, okay.
He was moving to another job, so one of the main guys in charge, his name was Mike Bingley. He needed a sound guy, so I'm a musician. I was playing in a band with Steve Vargas, and he goes, "Hey, we need another sound guy, so call this guy Mike up." So I did, and I ended up like the next day doing the city council meeting on my birthday.
Oh,
it was a great birthday party, I'll tell you.
Commitment, man.
And yeah, and ever since then, I just kind of moved things along a little farther. Got some other purchases like microphones and stuff that we needed, and just kind of made my way into here and into the production side too.
Oh, you're valuable, Danny. Don't let everybody telling you that he's not valuable.
What are they telling you?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But
bathroom wall, I'm reading it.
But the thing is, so it was just kind of like by fate, whatever, that I was here. But as the years go by, and the more I've worked with the public and the producers here, the more I realize how valuable it truly is. Yeah, cool. I mean, there's really nothing more gratifying than helping out an older person who may not know about computers very well, and they're struggling, they can't figure it out, and they get that aha moment. They go, "Oh, that's how you do it." And because I help them, or because we help them, it's a great feeling. It's good to know, because anybody can do it. You just got to set your mind to it.
Yeah, and it feels good when you're finally able to figure out something and able to help somebody else.
Yeah, isn't that great?
You've helped me out many times.
Hey, we help each other out. That's what we do here at Pasadena. We help each other out.
You can scroll up further. Okay, so your love of music comes from?
Oh my gosh. All I know is that when we moved out here from Detroit, Michigan.
Well, that's all you have to say.
Okay, there you go. That was it. Detroit, what can you say? The Motor City.
All right.
We moved out here to Southern California, Covina, from Detroit. And one of the first things that we did as a family, we went to the Covina Park. And there was a band on the band shell.
Oh, yeah.
It was like this rock band, I guess, and they're playing.
Summer concert.
People are going crazy, going, "Oh yeah, yeah." And I thought, as a 4-year-old, going, "That's what I want to do." That's what. And I always been into music. It was kind of my own little world, and I just had that as my best friend throughout all these years.
Oh, cool.
It's never done me wrong.
It never has.
Yeah, and I've been a professional musician since 1983, so I've been playing for quite a while, and I'm a local guy. I'm still playing out here all the time. I'm in about 4 or 5 different bands, and we play locally, and we play out in the Inland Empire and all over the place.
That was actually on my next question. You read ahead.
Hey, I wasn't even looking at it.
That's right. It says the city staff. Yeah, that's what it says. The city staff is recognizing you as our local musician.
Right.
So what are some of the local events that you played at?
Oh gosh. Well, I've done the Doodah Parade. There's a couple of places around here. The Old Town Pub, which I'm sure that we all know if you go to see bands. I played there a lot. I'm playing at the Mix over there on Los Robles in Colorado pretty soon. Brookside Golf Course, the restaurant. My acoustic band plays there regularly, and so it's great to know that there's still some live music in Pasadena, because a lot of it has kind of moved east.
Yeah, because we've had that talk before about live music venues here in the town.
Yeah, part of the reason I moved here is because there were so many venues to play, and it's kind of dropped off. Things, live music isn't as much a destination as it used to be. It's been replaced by DJs, karaoke, whatever. But people still want to hear it, and so I try to do my best to be in those places where people want to hear live music. But I've noticed that Pasadena seems to be opening more places to play now.
It's coming back around.
It's coming back around. Yeah, exactly.
So. Back to the 9 to 5. So what do you enjoy about your job here?
Oh, again, I love the community. I really like to interact with the community, and it gives people a chance, that may not be able to do this, to go say, can I do this? Can I not? In a really state-of-the-art, good studio with really good people, and I think that that's really valuable. I think that you don't find that in a lot of places. And the fact that people leave here feeling confident about the work that they're doing and the shows and hopefully the things that they're trying to say and trying to do is, again, like I said earlier, it's just gratifying. It's wonderful to be part of that.
Yeah. And we've seen quite a few producers actually, like you said, take ownership of
That's right. Yeah, and that's the best part of it. Yeah, because you can help them along, but it's best when they go, oh, I know how to do it now. I want to do it this way. I'll go in this direction.
And then they say, get out of my way.
Yeah, they get out of my way. We don't want you to run sound anymore. You can hardly blame them.
I got this now. Yeah. So, what do you hope to see from the next round of incoming producers?
Ooh, kind of more of the same thing. I'm noticing a lot of them are less inclined to want to do what's been done before.
Right.
A lot of them, they want to be the next Ellen or the next Oprah or or the next Steve Harvey, whatever.
Right.
And we're finding out that they want to do something that's a little different than that. That they want to put their own personality into it, more than just a talk show, just kind of like almost like a self-help thing in other ways. And they want to feature local people, which is the whole idea that we're here. And I'm finding out that people are more into wanting to go in that direction as a showcase more than like a talk show. And I think that's good. And I'm always hoping that the people that come in, people that come in, I hope they make it weirder, like really odd things. Like we got the ASMR talk show, really odd, weird stuff that you go, what is that? That's good TV.
That's good TV. All right. Well, doggone it, we're going to have to do this again, man.
Yeah,
we didn't have enough time.
I love doing this.
It's like, went by too fast. So I got to finish with my clothes. But thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you. Do I stay here?
You stay here while I read my clothes.
Okay, go ahead.
So as the close goes, that's all the time we have here on this episode of Arroyo Profiles. I hope you found it both informative and entertaining. This show is one of our training programs where the television equipment is being operated by volunteers and interns as we speak, with a little coaching from our staff to make sure that they get the most out of their training experience. So if you are interested in learning more, you can find Pasadena Media through all the usual social media platforms. For those of you who would like to do more than follow and subscribe, this is a lot to say, log on to our website and you can get involved. As you have already heard, we offer training to anyone interested in television production. So whether you're interested in pushing buttons, pushing your point of view, or pushing the envelope, all starts with an orientation and a tour. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the Arroyo channel. Hey! I can't believe it.